Hello, thanks for joining me. Today in this video I'm going to be showing you how I do my evening makeup. In the previous one, I'm not sure whether you saw it or not, but I was showing you how I do a very light daytime makeup. So with this one we're going to vamp it up a little bit and I'll show you how I do my foundation, my eyeshadows, and just make it a little bit more interesting for an evening look. So as always, I'm going to be starting with my moisturiser, which is the Pause Hydra Crème. This I like because it's a multifunctional product, so I don't have to layer my skin with lots of different products like serums, eye creams, pigmentation correctors, sun creams and all the rest of it. This product has got it all in one, so you just need 2 pumps. So it's in a measured dispenser as well, so when you press it, that's one pump. So just 2 I find does the whole face, and just dab it all over the skin and slightly down the neck. If you're doing all the way down the neck and on your chest, you might need an extra pump, but in the evenings you can perhaps do that. So just gently rub it into the skin. It does absorb very quickly and very easily, so there's no residue left on the skin surface, and because it's got a 24-hour certified moisturization system in it, it's going to keep my skin hydrated all day and all night. So, and it's also got a slight cooling agent in it, which is great if you're suffering from the odd hot flush now and again. So that's gone straight away, it's gone into the skin. There's no tackiness, it's really nice and silky smooth, so I know my foundation is going to last, and it's going to have a nice dewy finish. So the foundation, it's a cream foundation that I use. So when you apply it, if you just dot it down just the centre of your face and on your forehead, don't go too far out, because when you're blending it, if it's too close to the edge, it's got nowhere to go basically, so you're just going to be rubbing it into your hairline, and it's very easy to get a bit of a build up there and become very noticeable. So just apply it down the centre of the face and blend outwards and upwards towards the hairline, so it's well blended in. Now, many people use their fingers, they use brushes, they use sponges. Go with whatever you're comfortable using. There's no right or wrong way, it's your technique, you know what works for you best. I use my fingers and then I finish off with a makeup brush to go around the edges, which I'll show you in a minute. When you're choosing the colour, what you need to do is find out whether you're a warm tone or a cool tone, and once you know that, you'll get the shade of your foundation right, because I've bought so many foundations in the past where I think they're okay, and when I get them home they're totally wrong. I either look too pale or too orange or whatever. So find out what your skin tone is and try and go for either a warm shade or a cool shade, depending. What I will say though is, we get older, our skin tone does change slightly, so a warmer shade might be more complementary. So if you're deliberating as well in between 2 shades and you're not quite sure, I would always say go for the slightly darker shade. I'm not talking massively dark here, I'm just talking, you know, just a shade darker rather than the lighter one, because if you go for that light shade, it can make you look very tired and drawn sometimes, whereas a little bit of warmth will give you a nice healthy glow. So that's what I tend to do. And I don't use powder either to set my makeup. What I found is, if you're having a hot flush, which I do during the day several times, the water and powder don't mix well at all. So I found I also like a nice dewy look to my skin anyway, so I quite like a moisturising cream foundation, and I find that that is just fine for me. So, and also if you've got lines around your mouth, try and go in the direction of the line so you're actually covering them. If you sort of just skim over the top, then it can accentuate them more basically. So just go in the direction of the line. And then I'm going to actually, this is my little foundation brush, and I'm just going to finish off around the nose area just to give it another little coat. I don't use concealer either, because I don't really need it at the moment, but obviously when I do, I will use it. I tend to use my foundation, I just put a little bit extra on in the areas that I think I need it, if I've got sort of dark circles around my eyes, or any sort of dark patches I just pop a little bit extra on there. So I sort of, this stage I'll stand back, I'll have a look and see where I need a little bit more. And I think I'm just going to dab just a little bit around the eye area there. And one other thing that I do with my foundation is I put it on my eyelids as well, because this helps to give a good base for the eyeshadow colour. I don't need to use a primer or anything. And also those crepey lids, it helps sort of disguise them a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit all over my eye area and also on my lips. So we've got complete coverage over the whole of my face now. It's all the same colour, and make sure you've blended it well down underneath the jawline there. And I think that's probably about it. I hope you can see that. I think it looks okay. Next I'm going to do, just while that settles a minute, I'm just going to let that settle in, so I'm not going to put the blusher on right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my eyebrows. And if you watched my previous video, you will have heard me moaning about them. Definitely overplucked them in the 70s and they've never grown back. So I just need to give them a little bit more definition because they are quite sparse. So what I'm going to do, there's many products for eyebrows that you can buy. You can use a shadow, you can use a gel. Also those little things that look like mini mascaras with brushes on that you can just brush on. But I'm going to use this little thing here which has got a little tiny brush on the end, and I'm just going to follow the natural line of my eyebrow. I mean, it would be great if they did start over here and I had a lovely sweeping brow down to here, but I know that if I try and change the shape, it's not going to work. So I'm just looking in the mirror and in here, so I'm just going to very slight feather strokes following the natural shape of my brow. And I can also take it down a little bit here because my eyebrows are quite short, so I can extend them a little bit and just gently sweep it down. But don't go too far, because if you go too far you can actually give the illusion of your eye being dragged down. So a good tip actually for that is, I'm not sure whether I showed it in the daytime one, but I'll just show you again quickly anyway, is if you get a pen or a pencil, corner of the mouth to the corner of your eye, and where that meets, that is where you end the brow. So don't take it any further down there. So once it's on, just get one of these little spools and just brush it and blend it in so it doesn't look like a harsh drawn on line there. And I think that is all I need to do. So I'm just going to do the other one, just a little bit more on, and just follow the natural line. And if you find that your hand is a little bit shaky when you're applying your eyebrow product or your mascara, just rest your little finger on your face so it gives you stability and stops your hand shaking, and you'll find that you'll be able to apply it a little bit more precisely there. And I'll show you how I do that with my mascara as well when I do that. So taking it down again a little bit, and now I'm just going to brush it. Do keep some of these in your bag because they're really useful. They're also good for brushing your eyelashes as well. So now I think that's fine for that. I hope you can see the difference. Like I say, it's not too much, not too drastic, because my eyebrows are so thin naturally. I think I mean, eyebrows are really important. I think they do frame the face, but I'm certainly not a fan of these big bushy ones that are going around. So I think for me, that's the happy medium. I'm comfortable with it. I don't feel like I've got too much on, so that's what we'll stick with. Now I'm going to do eyeshadows. So I don't, very rarely when I wear eyeshadows, it's normally in the evening, and I never wear any more than 3. to be honest, it's more like 2 I will wear. And the colours, basically, whichever colours that you like, I would always say go for a light one. I'm not talking white because I think white can be too stark. So go for like a cream or a buttermilk or a taupe beigey sort of colour. So don't go for that stark white because it can look just a little bit too harsh. So what I'm going to do is I've got like a buttermilky type colour here, and I'm going to put it all over my eye. So it's going on the eyebrow, underneath the eyebrow, sorry, and all over the lid. And don't forget we've got the foundation on there already, so that's acting as a primer and it's giving it a good base, and it really does accentuate the colour as well. It brings out the colour and it will help it last a little bit longer as well. So we put that all over the whole eye area. I'll just do the same on this one. There we go. And my cat's meowing at the door. I don't know whether you can hear her or not. She wants to come in. She can hear me talking. So just be careful as well. Sometimes what I do is I get a little bit here, and that can actually make that area just look a little bit bulbous sometimes. So just be careful just to keep it on the eyelid and just take it all the way over, just to give that brightness to the eye there. And then what I'm going to do is use the darker shade, and I'm using, it's like a dark mossy green, which I'm wearing tonight to go out in. So, and then what you're going to do with the darker colour is you're going to put it in the outer corner of the eye, almost like in a V shape, and then blend it well in. So we're going to the outer corner. I'm flitting in between looking in here and looking in the mirror. So just blend it, and then once you've got that corner in place, then gently blend it in towards the middle and into the eye socket. I think you might see better on the other eye when I do that. So just blend what product you've got left onto the outer corner, and then blend along into the socket line. And then with hardly any product left on the brush now, you can just gently blend that slightly up into that corner. I think having brushes makes a big difference, so invest in a small set of brushes, because for blending it really does make life a lot easier, especially if you're wearing a couple of colours. So again, outer corner and blend inwards, and then just take the brush along onto the eye socket there. That just gives it a little bit of depth, and if you don't have much eyelid, that can create the illusion of you having a little bit more lid. So, and then blend outwards. And have a quick look to make sure that that is all well blended. I think that's okay there. And I think that's it. I'm not going to wear any more. That's just 2 colours. So literally I've got the light colour all the way over everywhere, underneath the eyebrow, all over the eyelid, and then a darker colour just in that outer corner to give a bit of definition to the eye there. And then what I'm going to do is put an eyeliner underneath. Now during the day, if you didn't see the other video, I don't tend to wear eyeliner during the day. I find it a little bit too harsh. And what I use is this dark shadow, just a tiny bit in the corner. So, I mean, that's very simple to do and it gives a very soft, natural look. But because I'm wearing an eyeliner, I'll just quickly show you how to do that. It's a very soft pencil, and I just apply it to the outer corner of the eye. I'm going to have to look in here because I normally wear glasses and I can't see too well. So it's just going in that outer corner to about halfway, I would say. Take it about halfway and then slightly up into the upper edge. Now if you like to wear your eyeliner all the way across, then you know, go with it, because it's your technique, it's what you like, and it's what's suitable for you. But what I would say is soften it slightly so it's not that harsh drawn on line, which sort of can resemble a bit of a cartoon character sometimes. I mean, what I'm going to do now is just with a little Q-tip is just soften that slightly. You can use a brush as well, but it's just, this was close to hand. So just soften it slightly and blend it in. And then I'll just quickly do the other one over there. I'm looking at you with my beady eye. So there and up in the corner. Okay, so I'll just quickly soften that. And you don't want to be doing the whole cat's eye and, you know, taking it out to try and reshape your eye, because I do think that's not a look to go for. I don't think it's particularly attractive. I think you want to look like you've got makeup on, but obviously nothing too over the top. So I think that's okay for my eyes. I think it's given them definition and it's sort of brightened them. So now I'm going to put my mascara on. And this, the whole point of mascara is obviously to build lashes, to make them longer and thicker looking, and they can get quite sparse as we get older. So what you need to do is get down to the root and wiggle the wand up to try and separate them as you're putting the mascara on. And when you get into the corner, don't forget the corner lashes, because they can be quite long and make quite a big difference to the eye. So to reach into the corner, again, put your little finger on your cheek for to give your hand some stability, and try and get right into the corner with the tip, and then along the bottom lashes as well, where my lashes are becoming a little bit sparse. Just use the tip again and go over the bottom lashes like that. And then we'll leave that to dry, and then I'll do another coat just to build on them as well. Someone was saying as well about putting baby powder on your lashes to make them look thicker. So I've not tried it. I think I might try it and see how it works. But if you put one coat of mascara on, then dust the lashes with some baby powder, and then put another coat of mascara on, excuse me, it's supposed to thicken them up. So might be worth trying, because false eyelashes can be extremely fiddly, and the individual ones are okay if you're going somewhere special, just in the outer corner. I've had those a few times, so they look quite nice. And use the tip again right into the corner and all the way along the bottom there. And I will do another coat in a sec. So we'll just leave that for a minute to dry, and I'll just do my blusher. Now I either wear, during the day I wear a bronzer, and sometimes in the evening I wear a bronzer for my blusher, but I'm going to use a cream blusher tonight just to give a little bit of colour. And I'm going to, this is the top of the cheek here, so you need to go just a little bit below and just a little pop of colour on the cheeks, blend out and then up to give a little bit of warmth. Do that sort of C shape around, just to give a little bit of warmth and bring the whole sort of look together. And if you have trouble finding the shape, where to put the blusher, I know a lot of people sort of, they'll say, well, find the apple of the cheek and pop it on the apple of your cheek and blend it out. But if you find the apple of the cheek, you've got to smile. So you do your smile, but when you stop smiling, it sort of drops down, so the blusher ends up in the wrong place. I probably told you that in the other video as well, but just to let you know. So literally just, here's the cheekbone, the light's going to naturally hit there. So just go slightly below and blend out and up. The sun's actually gone in now, so I'm not sure whether it's going to affect the lighting here. I hope you can still see it okay. I think that's okay. And a little bit of highlighter just for the evening time, just on the top of your cheek where the light will naturally catch you. So just blend that just a tiny little bit. You're not talking a lot here, and certainly no sparkles or too much shimmer, because that can certainly accentuate any lines or wrinkles we've got around the eye area. So it's just literally to naturally catch the light. So there, looks quite pale actually. I hope you can see okay. It looks, I have got quite a lot on. So maybe just a little bit more. It's always best to start with less because you can always add more, whereas if you start with too much then it's extremely difficult to take off. So there, I think that's me done there. Now next is lipstick. So I've managed to get my lipstick collection down to just 2 lipsticks. I have a coral colour and I have a red colour. Now finding the right tone for your lipstick, every time I go into a store I'm always drawn to all of the beautiful colours, and I always tend to go for a coral or a red colour, but I've bought so many where they're either too blue or too pink, and when I get them home they just look terrible, so they end up in the drawer. So I've actually been lucky enough now to find 2 that I can wear literally day and night, and whether it's summertime, wintertime or spring or summer, and they also go with most of the colours in my wardrobe as well, so one or the other will always go. And because it's evening I'm going to wear red tonight, and I don't tend to wear a lip liner, but if you do find that you've got uneven lips or if you've got lots of lines around your mouth, then a lip pencil will help define your lips and certainly stop the bleeding or the feathering of the lipstick. And when you buy a lipstick, make sure it's a creamy one, because our lips do get drier as we age. So go for something nice and creamy that's going to keep the lips moisturised through the day and in the evening. And I just tend to put it straight on, to be honest. I don't use a brush. I just go straight, put it straight on. Just excuse me while I put it on because I can't talk while I'm putting it on. And that's it. You can, if your lips are quite thin, if you put a little bit of concealer or primer in the centre of your lip, on the Cupid's bow, and then in the middle, God, my voice is going so funny, or in the middle, and then blend it out with a lip brush, and then put your lipstick on the top. That can create an illusion of fullness as well. And you can blot it with a tissue and put another coat of lipstick on as well. So that's it. Oh, actually, I'm just going to put one more coat of mascara on, aren't I? So just to build on the lashes. I'll try and do it in here for you. Because they're nice and dry now, so this will just build on them and hopefully make them look a little bit fuller. And using the tip again to get into the corner, and then just another little bit along the bottom. And there we have it. That will suit me for my evening look. Just going to go and get my hair sorted out now, and then I'll be all ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will be with you again next time with some more tips on smoky eyes and all sorts of different things, and tips on menopause and lifestyle. So I look forward to seeing you again next time. Hope you've enjoyed it, and bye for now.